Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Happy New Year to everybody. It is 2022. It is Geekonomics. We are back after a nice long vacation. Not for you guys, but for us, because we recorded the last show before the holidays. So that way we'd have some time to relax and just enjoy the holiday season. So how you doing, Brian? How are you doing? I know I saw you since the new year, but Happy New Year to you and yours.
Thanks, Mark. Happy New Year to you and yours as well.
Thank you.
It's been a crazy couple weeks. I mean, we had the very sad passing away of Betty White.
Yeah, and John Madden.
Yeah. And it usually always happens in threes. So Those were the two.
I think there was another one.
There was one on a smaller scale. I'm a big Tell 'em Steve Dave fan. And I used to watch
Rob Bruce.
Bruce died from Comic Book Men.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not a big celebrity, but like if you watch comic book, he's a local celebrity for New Jersey people and the people of those podcasts.
Northeast area.
The sad part is the record hasn't been straightened, but in the articles I have read, and people are speculating, we don't know what's going on. He was like living in a basement of his office or / living in his storage locker, because they found his body in his storage locker.
He could have been in his storage locker at the time and something like that.
That's what we thought.
Yeah.
But in the article I read from New Jersey said he was living. It's unclear if he was living in that storage locker or the basement of an office. I don't know.
Carbon monoxide situation.
They don't know. His health had declined over the last couple of years. If you remember what he looked like in Comic Book Men, I was friends with him on Facebook, and you would always post cool toys he would find, which I liked a lot. But the photos of him, he was gotten smaller and like sickly looking. So he might have had something going on that we didn't know. But anyway, that sucks. So there was like the 3 deaths right there.
Yeah,
kind of.
That's why to start the podcast.
You just get them out of the way.
But yeah, do you have a good Christmas season?
I did, Mark. It was a great Christmas.
Did Omnicron Christmas?
Omnicron Christmas was fantastic. I stayed home. I only went out to see Spider-Man. Then I went out with you guys. We played board games for Hutzel's birthday.
Yes.
On New Year's Day, which I liked because, everybody's been vaccinated. Everybody's been boosted. We played board games. I don't feel...
A board game. We played multiple.
Yeah.
Played one game, just multiple times.
It's a legendary board game, and it's like a legacy game. It's living. It's like a breathing game. It goes with you.
Yeah.
So it's
you
really
only play it once, which doesn't seem economically sound, but whatever.
Mark, it's called making money, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, if I can make microtransactions in free-to-play games, the board game industry is like, well, I can make these board games that you can.
Well, here's the way you can do it. You only play it once, and you have to buy yourself another one.
Matt Ryan told me about these escape games the last time we did our show together. These escape games, he said you could only play 3 times.
Yeah.
Because then you know it all after 3 times. And there's a Star Wars one. He says it's a lot of fun. Like it's an escape room.
But in a board game,
Yeah. Well, you get 3 times. That's it.
Yeah.
And then you've done it all, and you have to buy a new one. So it's a way for the board game industry to thrive. I mean, it's good.
It's a great game. The game we're playing.
Yeah,
King's Dilemma is what we're playing.
12 Angry Men.
Yeah. Well, 5 angry men.
5 angry
Like
men.
5 was playing. But I could see how you could get multiple people in there, and if you had more people you had, it would be quite intense.
I guess it is only 5 players.
Yeah.
But the whole gist of the game is we make the decisions for the townspeople, the cities,
people
the
in
towns.
yeah.
And we have to argue with each other or convince people to go on your side of the vote, or you can pay them off. And you have to play your card. You're given the type of person you are. You kind of play it to your strengths of that card. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bryon plays a very terrible group of people.
Yes.
That's
the card. I mean, that's why
I'm not saying it's against you. I'm just saying that's who your character
it's
is.
opposite of who I am personally.
Oh,
but
complete opposite.
It's a game. It's a game, and that's how I'm playing it. But I mean, anyway,
I still haven't figured out. I don't think I've figured out that part of it, like how my area would react to things.
Well, your card tells you. It tells you.
I know, but I just don't think I think I'm I'm still fighting the thing of me against my card, kind of.
I mean, you have to say, well, if this card's telling me, because for me, I'm real like a religious conservative religious group, and and I want people to follow, and I want people to be under my rule of thumb for religion and whatever. So I play it that way, and it's worked out that way because my prestige is really high, but I have an underlining darkness that is
very underlying.
I don't want to be shown.
Not so underlying, pretty much on the top of the surface, but for some reason
it's
you're
the
able
church.
to get away with it.
It's the church, so I come off as great. So that's
my thing is my area is very into technology and knowledge and scholarly and all that stuff. But it's very tough for me not to just be an agent of chaos.
Well, so you're playing it between two. You got your brain and your heart. You got to play with your brain and not your heart. Yeah.
Only in board gaming and Dungeon Dragon stuff. I enjoy being the agent of chaos.
I know you always. But it's been a lot of fun
that way.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun playing that game.
Yeah.
Beyond that, Marcus.
Better than Hutzel's just sit there and not do anything and check out Facebook and Instagram the whole time.
In the beginning, you could tell he had a hard time comprehending it, and then once it got going, he got into it. But it's weird with him. It's like if he doesn't grasp it right away, he just kind of gives up. It's just whatever. But he got into it at the end. He was all about it. Yeah. He does that all the time.
Yeah. And then John and Dan take it way too seriously.
Well, it's fun. The only thing that bothers me in the beginning of learning a game, John will explain it, but Hutzel and Dan will not pay attention. So he constantly have to explain. I'm like, if everybody just paid attention, we can get through this.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's the only part that drives me insane.
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever. It's
just how it is.
It was a good time. Yeah. Anyway, Mark, I got a few things before we jump. We got Book of Boba Fett and Hawkeye to talk about.
Yeah, the finale of Hawkeye and the debut of Book of Boba Fett.
I do have
the holiday season for us nerds.
Box office news, but before news, I got a few things, and you might have a few things too.
Okay.
I watched the Matrix. It was by far my biggest disappointment of the year. I liked some aspects of this movie. I was happy to see some things happen, but at the same time, I was highly disappointed. I thought the fighting was underwhelming. Some of the action scenes were okay, but it did not elevate. It did not do anything that the Matrix was known for. I felt this movie could have been made out of just spite that there is some meta commentary in this movie that suggests that Warner Brothers potentially could have been making a Matrix movie without the Wachowski sisters. And that they were like, well, if you are, we're just going to make one and fuck you. If that's the case, awesome. But I don't know. The more I had time to think about this movie, the more I was disappointed by it. And the more things that bothered me. Like I said, I like 50% of the movie. I like what was going on, the intriguing part. I like, without spoiling it, I like that kind of stuff, but I was highly disappointed by everything else. Anyway, if you like The Matrix, watch it, make up your own opinion, because you might like it, but I don't know. It felt like it was a high budget, but it felt low budget. Does that make any sense? Like the fighting felt low budget. They did these slow motion things, and like me, we're watching this, and Allison goes, "That looks so cheesy," and I go, "It makes it look like a Lifetime movie." And it just was like weird. I was like,
those Lifetime movies with action scenes.
Yeah, it felt dreamlike. Like it felt like,
yeah, I mean that's Matrix.
It felt like you were watching like when BBC had that BBC like fog over it.
Yeah.
They would go to these weird. It just was weird looking. Anyway, Matrix, not my favorite. One thing on the opposite side, I really have fallen in love with MacGruber on Peacock. I absolutely love this show.
You and MacGruber.
I love it. It's hilarious. It's fun. I have 3 episodes left. It's 8 episodes. I literally, in between gaming sessions, I was like, MacGruber time. And I don't know. MacGruber is awesome. It's my show of my vacation. While I'm playing Psychonauts 2, which is a lot of freaking fun. Psychonauts 2 is amazing. And I just started Avengers this morning.
Oh, nice.
I like the story.
Yeah.
The characters kind of look like the
Speaking of Lifetime movies, it looks like Lifetime versions of the real Avengers.
No, what I was gonna say, it looks like dollar store
versions of the Avengers. Exactly. Yeah, and the acting is about the same. So
Captain America looks like Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer. Yeah, he looks like Armie Hammer. I'm like, this is weird. But they look like dollar store general toy versions of the Avengers because they couldn't get the license.
It's dollar store.
Yeah.
Dollar General and dollar store are 2 different things.
Whatever.
Dollar Store General.
Dollar General. The Dollar General.
Begins already, folks. New year, same Brian.
Anyway.
Can you read this card for us, Brian?
I did fine other than those weird names of things.
Yes, just regular words.
No, they were weird names of towns I've never heard of.
There's also some regular words that you couldn't get either.
Whatever. Anyway, Avengers, it's good so far. I kind of like the story. I like learning about
it's a really good story. It's nice. They do a very cool way of introducing the big bad. That's what I'd say.
Yeah. But I do recommend, I still think Guardians of the Galaxy is way better.
That's the second one they did since that, right? It was a different group.
It's a different company. But I highly recommend Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
The fighting is so much better in Guardians. The fighting is fun, but I didn't like the fact that I only got a few minutes with each Avenger, and then I'm in the middle of the story again.
Yeah, just wait.
Yeah. So anyway, I started that game. But beyond that, Mark, anything notable worth mentioning before we?
I did watch a movie over the break.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I watched Don't Look Up.
Yes. You didn't like.
Quickly took the place of the worst Netflix movie I've ever seen, knocking Army of whatever that Dave Bautista movie was.
Army of the Dead.
Whatever it was, yeah. Totally replaced that. It is terrible. It is god awful. I don't know how anyone can say they like it.
We're gonna watch it this weekend. I've heard good things. You're the only one I've heard bad things from.
It's just like it's boring. The acting is painful. There's really no chemistry between anybody. Like it really seems like forced chemistry. Like I don't know. Like Jennifer Lawrence's character and Leonardo DiCaprio's character. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. It just didn't work. And Leo's character's transition during the movie And like I could see what they were like, what Adam McKay was doing and like the commentary he was making. But like as the movie went on, it just got preachy. Like it was like, okay, we get it. We get it. You didn't like Donald Trump, and you didn't like how he did things. And you're now trying to like satire him in this movie and how you thought the government was being run during his time in office. It just was very that kind of, it was just, I don't know. Like I said to you at Hutzel's, by the end of the movie, I was rooting for the asteroid to hit the planet and destroy it. Because I just didn't want to hear from these people ever. And it was the first movie I watched with Claire, where halfway through it, she just turned to me like, do we have to keep watching this? Like, can we just stop? It's like, this is bad. I don't want to watch this anymore. And I'm like, I just have to see how it ends. I can't not finish a movie. Once I start watching it, I can't just like be like, oh, I'm never gonna. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I trudged through it, and it was just, it was one of those. It was first movie in a while where I was like, how did these people all get the script, read it, and then be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do this. Because it was no like.
Well,
it made me think less of each person as an actor.
Why? It's just a movie.
Because it's just like,
why is it so offensive?
It was just bad. It was just really bad.
All right, we'll put a pin in it. I'm
glad I didn't pay to watch it. I'm glad I didn't go to a movie theater to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I would have been annoyed that I'd paid to sit and watch that.
Well, I plan on watching it this weekend.
But it was just.
So we could talk. I know
you said like other people liked it, and I've read other people that liked it and were like online, and they all think it's great. It just wasn't my thing. I just didn't get it.
That's fine.
I mean, I got it, but I just didn't like.
My new slogan: everything is not made for everyone, and that's cool. That's fine. You don't have to like it. That's fine.
This wasn't for me, I guess, because fine. And it was strange because it was like I liked the concept of it, and it just there was like not one person that like I could hold on to in the movie, I guess, and like be like, okay, that's my protagonist that I can attach myself to make me care about.
Right.
You know, it was like they were all terrible people in like the way it was presented.
All right. We'll talk more about it next week.
Yeah.
If I get a chance to watch it this weekend, we can go into spoilers and talk more about it.
But besides that, I did catch Witcher season 2. I blew through that over the break.
You know, it's funny. I haven't heard anybody really talk about Witcher 2 season, and I haven't had.
Which is crazy because I don't think people even realize it came out.
No, people know it came out.
But it's good.
Yeah,
like, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I gotta get on it.
Yeah.
I told Allison it was out, and we ended up watching some crime documentary. Surprise, surprise.
Yes, I know. I heard.
So, which was really
she sent it to Claire to check out.
Yeah. It's about this guy who potentially thinks his dad is the Zodiac killer. And it's a roller coaster ride. It's on FX.
Yeah, on Hulu.
Hulu is really good. But I'm hoping we can hop into Witcher potentially this week or weekend.
Yeah.
So it's funny because none of us, other than you, like nobody really talked about it in our group chat. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Nobody really said anything.
Just surprising because I figured John would be into it. But John said he was watching that Wheel of Time show. So.
Yeah, you know what's weird? I see
that's very John. I said as soon as I saw the trailer for it, I'm like, well, that's a John show.
I have whatever people like that. I see the ad for it on Amazon all the time.
Yeah.
But I see the trailer, and to me, it just looks like a chick show. It looks like a show for chicks. I mean, I'm not trying to be sexist here. It just looks like a show for chicks.
I saw the thing. It was like a poor
version of Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah.
Yeah.
A dollar store general version of Game of Thrones.
Yes, the dollar store general. I mean, I'm like, I have no interest in this at all.
That's our new thing for 2022.
Yeah, the dollar store general. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Game of Thrones prequel as much as I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be helmed by the same guys. So
it's a whole different. Yeah.
And I know those characters and I know those houses. I don't want it to learn more. I don't care about the wheels of Amazonians, whatever. I don't care. I don't want to learn more about a bunch of bullshit I don't care about. Anyway, whatever. I'm sure it's a great show. I'm hoping John's loving it. All right.
Yeah.
I got box office.
Well, I did have other things I
I'm
watched.
sorry.
I want to talk about, but you went off on a tangent about Wheel of Time for some reason.
I'm sorry.
I still am into my two DC shows that are now on HBO Max. I finished Doom Patrol season 3.
Yeah.
It was really good. I suggest if you're into that, check it out. And I'm in the middle of Titans season 3, and there's a lot more Batman in it. Not Batman himself as Batman, but Bruce Wayne.
Didn't Titans start off like really stupid? Didn't you not like that show?
I did. I didn't. But I trudged through it, and it's redeemed itself, and is now, they're doing the Red Hood story, and they're doing a good job of it. This season is way better than the previous season. Season 2 wasn't bad. Season 2 was more the San Francisco Titans, like, you know, setting up the Titans team and all that stuff. And then this season, but
sounds good. I didn't watch.
It's pretty good.
It's weird. I didn't watch a lot of TV. I mean, I mostly played. I was trying to finish up video games and
I've said it. They're at Claire's work. They had a COVID scare, so we were quarantined for a couple days. So until Claire got her test back, which she came back negative, thankfully.
Yeah.
So
but you watch more TV anyway.
Together. Yeah.
You watch.
We were also trapped in the house together, and I wasn't working, so I was gonna watch Food Network for 12 hours. So I was like, I'll go upstairs, watch TV.
That's too funny.
I only watched so many diners, drive-ins, and dives before
you go crazy.
Pull my eyeballs out.
So. Yeah, I hear you. Anything else, Mark, before I got up into the news?
No, that was about it. Yeah, had a good Christmas. Got a really cool Citizen Star Wars watch from the wife.
Yes, that watch is nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool. Claire decided to treat me to getting my ring resized, since I have needed to get it resized because it was starting to fall off my finger.
That's good.
Yeah. So I'm without ring, so it's very strange. It's very odd feeling to not have. I keep wanting to like spin it. Like I don't know if you do that with yours on your finger.
Yeah, I don't spin it, but I know it's there.
But yeah, so it's just not having it on my finger. It feels weird.
My old ring slipped off my finger in the shower and then hit the ground at the right spot, and it cracked. Yeah. So I had to order a new one. And this one actually, I mean, it can come up. It's weird. It's like in the wintertime, it can come right off, but in the summertime, it's harder. It just depends.
See, mine, like I've lost 40 pounds since September. I'm not gloating or anything or tooting my own horn, but
why not toot your own horn?
So I've literally dropped the whole ring size since we got the rings like 2 years ago. So
yeah. Well, that's good.
Was really like when it got cold, and I was like, if I was doing anything, like we have a chest freezer now, so anytime I would go in the chest freezer, I'd come back like, oh, my ring's gone. Go back into the chest freezer, find it, put it back on.
Yeah.
Or if I was outside doing stuff, it would just fall off, and I'd have to pick it back up, put it back on, and just So finally, I was just like, I just got to get this resized before
you lose it.
Disappears into the ether. So
yeah, it happens.
Which I almost did, but didn't. So now it's saying it could be February before it arrives, depending on shipping and things.
Yeah, I mean that's the
So it's just weird to try to go around without a ring on. Claire keeps wanting me. I think she's gonna Amazon a cheapo ring for me to put on just so she can make sure no one tries to swoop me up because I'm such a git.
Because that's happening because you're always in the house.
Yeah, because there's so many women trying to get me while I'm sitting here at this computer in Zoom world.
Holla back, girl.
Yes.
All right. With that transition.
Transition to that, Brian.
All right. Well, congratulations on the weight loss, Mark. It's good.
Thank you.
It's uphill. It's a hard hill to climb, but it feels so good when you have results.
Yeah. I mean, it's
all
just
I got to say about that.
I will say, like, I know lot of the holidays weren't easy. I will say that.
They never are. Yeah. When it comes to
Well, I
eating.
mean, yeah, I mean, with trying to not like, but with the diet I'm on and what I'm using, but I've like not really on a certain diet. I'm kind of like mismatching a bunch of different diets that kind of curtail to what I want to do, and still go to the gym and everything at the same time when I can. And I'm not like forcing myself on things. Like I'm not like being like, okay, if I don't go to the gym today, I'm a terrible person. So if I don't make the gym, I don't make the gym. I'll go tomorrow. Like I didn't go at all last week. I took the week off. I'm like, I'm on vacation. I'm not going to the gym. But I try to go 4 times a week if I can. If I miss a day, I miss a day.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. But and then just on the food side, just like there's so many things out now that you can eat that basically solve like just no sugar ketchup, no sugar this, no sugar that.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to go to sugars because like my doctor said sugars are bad.
Yes.
So that, and then just knocking down carbs and trying to eat healthier. You're actually eating vegetables as opposed to my previous not eating vegetables.
Yes. Eat those vegetables, Mark.
Yeah. And there's plenty of places like Anthony's. I got that pizza from Anthony's when we went to Hutzel's.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah.
I love me a cauliflower crust pizza now. It's like that's my thing.
Yeah, those are good.
And you get your own pizza. You don't have to share with anybody. So that's always fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I keep a thing on my phone. I try to stay under 2,000 calories now, and also I went from like when I was at home, 3 o'clock, I'd get the munchies. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And I would have chips or salsa or salty snacks. Now I'm at work. I don't have a snack. I have dinner. And if I have a snack, I'm eating grapes or a fruit. But grapes are kind of what I prefer right now. I cut out the salty treats and cut out sugar. I'm not a big sugar guy anyway, so that's not been a big problem for me. But it's hard. I think quarantine and 2020, I mean, I gained weight. Like, dude, I put on pants that fit me in 2019. I put pants on this winter and they don't fit me anymore. And I'm like, I gotta make a change. I gotta make a change, or I'm gonna. So I have been, and it's hard.
Like I don't know if you saw that the end of the year thing on Netflix. They talk about the Death to 2021.
I haven't watched that yet. That's on my list.
It was good.
Yeah.
But there's a line in it that I thought was pretty accurate. During quarantine, you either got COVID or diabetes. So it was like,
pretty much.
Pretty much.
I mean, because and I don't go to the gym. I try to walk every day. I took the week off like you from walking, but starting tomorrow, because it's too cold today, I will go back to walking.
That's why I joined the gym, so I could go there and do the walking.
I like getting outside. So for me, I don't mind. Like,
well, once it gets warmer out, I'll do that again. But I'm not gonna walk around in the cold. So.
I walk around in the cold. I'm fine.
I'm doing it.
I don't have my gloves today.
I don't like cold weather, so it's like I'll go inside a gym and walk on a treadmill for half an hour, and I'll be fine.
It's probably the better of the two. So.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. Let's jump in.
Cold weather doesn't work well with your lungs. Like you're not supposed to really exert yourself in cold weather.
I'm just walking, and I have a mask
but even
on.
still, like the air and there's
it doesn't bother me.
So
some people might bother. I've been doing it for years, so it doesn't bother me. I actually don't mind.
And look how well you look.
So. Yeah, it's the gray hair.
On that note, transitioning to
all right. Anyway,
Hawkeye.
No, I got box office news, Mark. Come on.
Fine. Tell us how great Spider-Man did.
All right, Spider-Man. This past weekend, they passed the 600 million domestic box office. Wow. They are now 10th in the highest grossing movie domestically of all time, number 10.
Wow.
They're moving up that ladder pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where it's going to end. I want to predict in the top 5.
I will say top 3.
Ooh. Okay, well, I say top 5, so I'm covered no matter what. But you say top 3. Yeah. Let's see if we can do it.
I just think it's one of those movies where it's you want to see it multiple times.
Yeah, I
I want
want
to see it
I
at
just
least
haven't.
once or twice more.
Me too.
I'm just trying to find time to take Claire.
Oh, you guys haven't
This
gone?
weekend. No, because we were going to go during vacation, but then she had the COVID thing for March.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So
I
I'm
want to
hoping
see it again
this
as
weekend
well.
I can get there and check it out.
Um,
But I could finally talk to her about it. That's the other thing is I need
Right.
to like be able to talk about it, and I can't talk about it in the house, and I can't show her things I see online like, oh look at this cool meme about the movie, and
right.
it's driving me insane.
I hear you. The
Have you
top.
taken Allison to see it yet?
No, because she hasn't seen the second one.
She doesn't need to. So I just saw Endgame. That's all she really needs to see.
She hasn't seen Endgame.
How?
We haven't watched it. I haven't showed her.
On Disney Plus.
I know. Just haven't.
Ugh, you're a terrible husband. Terrible husband, Brian.
Anyway, I thought I would see it again with my family. And I was trying to say we should really see Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And my younger brother, I own them, but I haven't watched them yet. So I don't know if I should see that. And I'm like, okay, what do you guys want to watch? So we saw The King's Man, which was good, now makes me want to watch the Kingsman series.
Yes. From what I understand from people that said they saw The King's Man, the other two are way better. So
yes. Well, this is an origin story, so it's not as it's weird. They have two great action pieces in the beginning and the end. In the middle, it's about him losing something that changes him, and it kind of gets a little slow.
They're all that way. They're all about losing something.
Overall, I liked it. So it makes me want to watch the other
Colin
two.
Firth ones.
Yeah. So this was an origin story. So it was a little bit.
I understand.
Anyway, I was really pushing for Spider-Man, and my younger brother. And then he texts me. He's like, "I just watched the first one. I'm going to watch the second one now." And he hadn't even got to the second one yet before he even got to the movie. So
thanks, Nick.
I know. I was just like,
tell exactly which one it was.
I was like, come on.
Ugh.
We could have saw Spider-Man, but oh well. I got to see a new movie, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the top movies of 2021 are Spider-Man No Way Home with 57.6 million, Shang-Chi with 224 million, Venom, which I have no interest in seeing still, 200 million, Black Widow 183 million, Fast 9 with 173 million. And worldwide, 2021, Spider-Man walks away with 1.4 billion.
Yeah.
Billion
with a B.
The Battle of Lake Changjin got 902 million for worldwide. That must have been a foreign movie.
I would assume so, yes.
And it's like, it's funny. It's Spider-Man, foreign movie, and then Fast 9.
Well, they're the only ones that came out, really.
No Time to Die is on there as well.
Oh, yeah. Everyone loves the
I love James Bond. I still got to watch that. I'm very excited to watch it. Yeah. I like James Bond. Anyway, that's it for box office news, Mark. Let's talk about the final episode of Hawkeye before we get into the Book of Boba Fett. The final episode of Hawkeye, we had the reveal of Kingpin showing at the very end of what the last episode before No Way Home came out.
Yeah.
Big reveal that Daredevil was there.
Yes.
Then we actually get to see Kingpin himself
a lot in the last episode.
Action. And they did you see the Easter egg? The way he was dressed was based upon one of the comics, which was kind of cool. The only thing that a lot of people, and including myself a little bit, was he took a lot of damage. Like, he should have been dead.
Well, the thing is that a lot of people are saying is, with the multiverse being a thing now.
Yeah, but he's not from the multiverse.
No, I'm just saying. Let me finish my thought first. What I've seen a lot online since this episode came out, is this not the Netflix Kingpin?
No, it is.
Is this Kingpin, but in the MCU Kingpin? Is that how they're gonna do this? Like, they're
I
gonna say
will.
that story's already been told, but these characters are the same characters, but not from that same universe.
I will. No, I will give you the answer straight from D'Onofrio's mouth to your ears. He was in an interview. Someone asked him, your character got beat up a lot, and or what's going on? Is this character from the MCU? Blah blah blah. He basically said, yeah, he was blipped out. He is the same character from Daredevil. He was blipped out, and that's why he lost control of New York, and that's why he wants to regain control of New York because he was gone for 5 years.
Yeah.
So he's not as powerful, but he is the same. He's the same character. He said he played the character the same. When he talked to them about it, they told him it's the same.
I mean, he
character.
was more in this. He was more of the Kingpin, like comic book Kingpin, like having to be able to take a lot of damage.
Well, we saw him fight fisticuffs in the prison, but this was like he got hit by a car. He was blown up.
Yeah.
Then now we had that shot off screen, which is another direct panel from the comic book where he gets shot and he gets blinded.
Yeah.
So we don't know. Does someone save him? Does Daredevil show up?
Did she not actually shoot him?
They knocked the gun out of her hand and the gun went off somewhere else, or does she actually shoot him and blind him? And there's a whole story there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he is. D'Onofrio said he is the same. He's playing him the same. He was told he was the same. The only thing he was told was he was blipped. He was gone for 5 years.
Yes. Well, it's just, the thing is, they're definitely we'll definitely see him again in Echo, because that's what her whole story is about, basically.
So if she blinds
Going
him
off of
in Echo, it could be a redemption story for him, or him getting back on his feet and losing one of his senses. I don't know.
Or just the whole thing of her trying to take him down. Like, it could be he didn't get shot.
Daredevil could have showed up and knocked the gun right out of her and wouldn't allow him to be shot like that. Or
why would he
else.
care if she gets shot? Yeah.
I don't know, Mark. I mean, I'm just saying they can do a lot of things with that one scene not being shown.
You could bring in Bullseye that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of his henchmen or something along those lines.
Someone could have protected him from being shot.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I liked Hawkeye as a whole.
Oh man, it was great. I love the whole. We got all the things you needed, like you're talking about with Kingpin. We got the conclusion to the Yelena story. It's the Black Widow sister.
Yes.
Her and Cliff got their resolving of that story with the two of them. We got the teasing of the team up between her and Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Which I think would be a fantastic show on its own.
They were great together.
Oh my gosh. Their chemistry is palpable.
They were great. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved her. I loved the final 2 episodes, but I loved the fact that she was back. I loved her character from Black Widow, stand out. I mean, I think the last
you could tell now watching Hawkeye and seeing her in this, it gives me a different perspective on the Black Widow movie. That it wasn't only an origin, a final where Black Widow came from story, but it was also her origin story.
Yes. There was a 2
Florence Pugh's character, for Yelena's character.
Yeah.
It was how did she come about? Where, a great introduction to her to put her into the universe.
Yep.
And then the way they told her story in Hawkeye, how she was blipped out and then blipped back instantly. And we also found out that, we were talked about before in the previous episodes, how the blip was instantaneous for those people.
Yeah.
And then they lose 5 years.
And they just come back and they're like, what are you doing in my house?
Yeah.
It's not my house.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say?
But no, I think that was a great, and like I think we're definitely the way the stories are being told. I definitely think it's leaning towards us more heading towards Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Like I think they're gonna like we have Miss Marvel coming, who's in Avengers, the video game.
Yeah, but she's going to be part
and she's
of
getting
Captain
her live
Marvel.
action show. Yeah, Captain Marvel. Yeah, but she's also getting a show too. So
right.
I think we're heading that direction, and I think we're gonna head into Thunderbolts as well. I think that's the other version side of that. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be good.
I some of our friends were predicting some dark things like Hawkeye dying. I'm like, first of all, we're on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's not going to die on Disney Plus the week before Christmas. I'm sorry, that makes no sense to me at all.
Yeah.
And he didn't die, and I don't think anybody wanted to see that.
No, we did get the cool thing at the end of the episode where we find out his wife was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's where the watch was.
And I think
was her watch.
that we're hinting at the number that was given to her on the thing where it said agent was Mockingbird's number.
Yeah.
So it's saying that she was Mockingbird, which people are saying is a thing now because it basically because there was Mockingbird was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the show.
Yeah.
How does that work out? And be like, well, they can always just give a code name to somebody else. It's not like it has to stay with that person.
And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't, they said it did not connect. So.
No, I mean, it doesn't, depends upon the week and what they want to say it does.
Yeah.
So whatever. But yeah, so, and they can always say it's in a different multiverse. So.
Well, we know it wasn't, but.
No, but they could say that now and no one's going to argue with it. So be like, oh, cool.
But anyway, it was great. The only thing, that musical was so cringy. I was just like,
it was supposed to be cringy.
Oh, it was horrible. It was so bad.
That's what it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, Brian, that's what most Broadway musicals are.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, like those ones that are like mapped after something. Like it makes sense. It made sense to me.
Yeah.
I was like, if they were to do a musical based off of something along those lines, that was how it would go.
It was interesting. We got to see more of that. I didn't
see the guy from Rent. Good to see he's still working.
I don't know who that is.
The main city person. The main he was the first person that started singing.
Oh.
He was in Rent, the movie, and in the play. So
yeah, it was my least favorite part, but whatever.
Yeah, it was just a thing. It's just like it said, Happy Holidays. It was just like a little here's a little thing. Yeah, we had to shoot the whole song to use it in that one episode. So why not just show it to you instead of
right.
Yeah.
But man, it was great. For me, I give it a 10. Whole series, it was a 10.
Oh yeah,
I loved it. Loved it. I think I had the most fun with Hawkeye.
Hawkeye was it was a fun romp.
It was a good romp.
It was cool.
The action was amazing. Because
it was also the first
action was really good
show that featured an actual Avenger. A beginning Avenger, one of the first Avengers.
Yeah, I mean
that was cool. Avenger. It was an original person that we got to and see how he was dealing with the whole blip and everything, and dealing with the whole Black Widow thing.
Yeah, and dealing with being recognized or being an Avenger.
Being Clint Barton.
Yeah,
and because if I was the hero, one of the heroes of New York, that's where I would spend my Christmas.
What, in New York?
No, it makes no sense. That's the only part of it that made no sense to me.
Well, he went there to bring the kids to and then he was going to come home. But remember, he was dragged in. He wanted to go home. The whole point was to be home for Christmas.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be in New York. He just.
I think the stupid was that he was invited to go to the Rogers the musical thing.
Yes, he brought the kids to that.
He brought the kids to see that, and
then then the Ronin suit showed up, and then he's like, "I got to investigate because that should not be out." Yeah. All right, Mark. So, what do you give it for you? What do you give it?
I give it a 10. I'll give it a 10. Yeah, just like all the other Marvel shows. I'm going to break the schedule on the next thing we're going to talk about. But
what, Book of Boba Fett?
Oh yeah.
Book of Boba Fett, the first episode premiered on Wednesday. I actually watched it Wednesday morning. I woke up. I was super excited for it. I think it's a good beginning. It was a slow burn. There, like, I liked the flashbacks of him being there when he's being in the when he's in the liquid healing.
Back to tank.
Yeah, we get to see.
Yeah, because he's healing from the injuries he's dealt with over the years of coming back to being Boba Fett.
Yeah,
as we see in the throwbacks, it starts off with him being in the Sarlacc pit.
I know, it's cool.
And he has to luckily enough, there's a stormtrooper right nearby that's also in the Sarlacc pit that he's able to get to and take out his ventilator thing and be able to breathe.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how the stormtrooper would not have been using that unless he died some other way and just fell into the Sarlacc pit.
I think he died another way.
Yeah. But no, so that was cool. And then to see him climb out of the Sarlacc pit. And it just it again reinforces my fact and why I dislike Jawas. I've disliked them since I saw them originally in the original Star Wars, and I still dislike them. They're terrible little creatures. They all should die. I rooted for the Empire when they killed all the Jawas because they're terrible, terrible creatures.
Well, they're not that terrible. I mean,
all they're there for is
they're scavengers.
Little scavenger. They're like the pigeons of Star Wars.
Yeah, they are. They're like the pigeon.
Terrible creatures. Seagulls, pigeons.
But yeah, this episode was great. I mean,
pop rocks and watch them explode.
You have Boba Fett and what's her name? I can't think of her name now. His partner.
Fennec Strand.
They are now the new.
He's now Jabba. He has taken over the crime syndicate.
But there's a mayor. That guy comes in, he's just like, well, the mayor couldn't make it today. They sent me. And I'm like, there's a mayor?
Well, because there's a guy, there's probably like a guy that's been appointed by the whoever to run the city.
It sounds like there's going to be some...
he's going to be the guy that you're going to have to deal with. That's going to be the guy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and we get to see some hot, sweet jizz. The jizz band was there.
Jazz.
No, jizz.
Okay.
You think I'm kidding? It's the jizz.
No, I know it is. Yeah.
They perform jizz. Mark.
Yeah.
It's the jizz band.
Yes. That's the actual Cantina band.
Yes, and they sing. They perform jizz.
No, not just the
Cantina band was there.
Band, but the original Cantina band from Star Wars. That is the lead person of that band. He just restarted a new band with new people. Because I saw that in the reading things from the internet, that's what Robert Rodriguez and Dave Filoni have said, that they brought, that is the actual character from the first movie.
Oh,
he started a new band with new people, and he's happens to be at that cantina.
The cantina. They go, what is jizz? You might be asking yourself. According to the Wikipedia, the Star Wars wiki, jizz was an upbeat, swinging genre of music, most notably performed by Figrin Dan and the Modal Nodes and the Max Rito Band.
Yes, Max Rito. That's who it is. Yeah. Yes.
So jizz, they perform sweet, sweet jizz.
Yeah. It was crazy too because there's also the band that was playing in Jabba's in Return of the Jedi, which is why when he walks in, he looks over at them and he's like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah.
You're like, oh, yeah.
I like the little nods and the Easter eggs.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. So
yeah. And I think the group that attacks him in the city.
Oh yeah. Well, they surrounded them.
There's rumors that could be Crimson Dawn. If you remember from the Solo movie, Crimson Dawn was the crime syndicate that hired them to do the mission that was in that movie, and it is now
so memorable.
Well, no, I don't remember the name of the right. They knew they had to steal money and give it to bring stuff back, but they ended up giving it to the kids.
Crimson Dawn
from
Falcon Winter Soldier,
and she
played the same character. She literally played the same character.
She's probably playing the same character in Willow, but whatever.
She's got no matter what she's in, she plays the same character.
She plays that angsty teenager rebel who's trying to solve the world's problems.
Yes.
But anyways, so Crimson Dawn in the comic books and in that Han Solo movie is run by Kira
and
who is Emilia Clarke.
Yes, but also no, it's really run by
no, Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
But in the comic books, so you're not into the I read the comic books. Kira has taken over Crimson Dawn from Darth Maul at the time that the shows that Boba Fett's taking place. So
but in the movies, if I didn't read the comics, in the movies, to me, Darth Maul is pulling the strings and he's ordering her around. So if they use the movie
in Han Solo, that would be yes. But the story was they were going to keep doing that story was going to go more in the Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
Like when they would keep making them, but they didn't because they didn't make any more of those.
Well, it didn't
they ended up doing it in comic book form. They told that story.
Okay.
And the comic books are all canon now. So
yeah.
So the rumor is that Emilia Clarke's going to show up in Book of Boba Fett, which would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool if she did, because it would tie together with Solo.
Yeah.
And I think Solo needs some redemption. So
yeah,
I don't think it's a bad Star Wars movie.
I think it was great.
I think it would have been a better television show.
It would have been an awesome Disney Plus show.
Yes, and I felt like it almost felt too rushed at times.
It'd be as good as Mandalorian and as good as what I think Book of Boba Fett's going to be.
Right. Yeah. I think it was a misstep by putting out a Star Wars movie every year because
I think that was at the time
One.
they didn't have Disney Plus as an
alternative.
Option. So
I know.
think that was just they didn't have any other way of doing it at the time. So they're like, well, let's keep doing movies. But then they said Disney Plus is a thing. We could do Mandalorian as a show, let it flesh out more, and not have to fit it all into 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
But I mean, Rogue One was a great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's different. I mean, you're
basing Andor, which is going to be the show.
Yeah.
So.
I hope it's good. Andor, I mean, it's the least exciting one for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're getting Obi-Wan. It's coming out.
Is that this year?
Yes.
I'm excited for that.
Yes.
That's what I'm really excited for.
So what do you think, what are you going to give episode 1 of Book of Boba Fett?
9. It's a 9.
9?
I mean, it's a slow burn. I mean, not much happened other than backstory. I'm excited to see what I wanted. I'm excited to see what's going on in this world that
the
he's
creature
in now.
from the Revenge of the Titans.
Revenge of the Titans.
Yeah.
Which creature?
Weird 3-legged creature or 6-legged creature that come out of the sand.
Oh yeah, that was kind of cool.
I was saying, what is this thing? That's a new creature we've never seen before.
I know. I love and they're
when it first started coming out, I was like, we're getting a Rancor.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but we didn't.
They got some other creature, but I heard a Rancor is going to be in this somewhere.
Maybe. We don't know.
I heard there's like a scene where he's chasing a baby Rancor because he wants his own Rancor.
I love how they take old drawings from the original series and artwork that was never used, and they did that in Mandalorian.
We got the whole like the troop transport that was like a toy that they ended up putting into the show.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool how they incorporate a lot of older stuff into the new stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
And, this was directed by Robert Rodriguez and it was written by Jon Favreau, which
Dave Filoni is producing it. So
Filoni,
Rodriguez is
he's there
directing the whole season. So
is he directing the whole season?
I think so.
Yeah, we'll
find
out.
His thing. So,
but really good. What do you give it, Mark?
Like I said, I'm breaking the system with this show. I'm full on into Book of Boba Fett.
You giving it a 10?
Giving it a 15.
You're breaking the scale?
I'm breaking the scale. This is off the scales for me. This show was ridiculous. I was not as excited. I was as excited for Book of Boba Fett as I was for Spider-Man. I was like, oh man, Star Wars is back.
Yeah.
I get to watch Star Wars. I'm excited. I get weekly Star Wars for 7 weeks. It's gonna be. I can't wait for Wednesdays again.
I know. And it's 2 days.
And there was a rumor. There was a thing released today that they're thinking with the way Book of Boba Fett ends, time-wise, not the story, but time-wise, that Moon Knight is the first show of 2022 for Marvel, which would mean mid-February we get Moon Knight.
Yeah, because it's probably going to end around the time that we're going to be going into the first Marvel movie,
Yes,
which is Doctor Strange.
Book of Boba Fett started the 29th, correct?
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would mean around February 16th or February 23rd if they do like a gap week, which is a thing they've been known to do, but they didn't do that with this between Hawkeye and Book of Boba Fett. So I'm thinking February 16th we'll get Moon Knight. And everything I've seen from Moon Knight, and I'm started reading the Moon Knight book, the new Moon Knight book.
That's good.
And it's epic. And if it's half as good as the comic book is, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, should be really good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Make this long winter go by quick.
Yes.
This long Omicron winter.
Yes. Please.
I know. Let's just get out. I can't wait for spring.
Ugh.
All right, Mark. Well, it's been a show.
It's been a show. We're back. New year,
back.
new us.
Next week we'll talk about episode 2.
Yes.
Probably a little bit more in depth. We had a lot to talk about today anyway.
Yeah, we had a lot to catch up on. A lot of stuff happened. And there was like a Batman trailer happened. We didn't even get to talk about that.
We'll save it for next week.
Man,
we'll
so
talk
many
about
things
next
going
on. And the end of No Way Home had an awesome trailer for Doctor Strange, which is finally released online.
Yes. Yeah, that was the one that got released right after that week. Yeah.
Yeah. Rocky shared it with us. We're like, we saw it. We were there.
Yeah, we saw it already.
Dude, it was epic trailer. That trailer was, I don't need to see any more. I saw that trailer and I'm in.
Yeah.
I don't want to know anymore.
Yeah.
But Mark, it's been a show. We're back 2022.
We are.
A whole year. Trying to remember what year it is. Yeah.
Yes. It should be easy. There's 3 numbers of the same in the name of it. So
2022.
Yes.
2020, 22. 2020, 22. 2022.
Dollar Store General.
Dollar Store General.
The first Bryanism of 2022.
Dollar Store General.
Dollar Store
I thought there were Dollar Store Generals.
No, there's Dollar General and then there's Dollar Stores, which are 2 different things.
Dollar.
I feel like if someone wants to do us a favor that watches the show.
General. Oh, hold on. Dollar General online.
One thing. Yes.
Dollar General. Dollar General. Okay.
Yeah. If one of our listeners wants to do us a solid and wants to be a integral part of the show, I would be excited if somebody would this year keep track of all the Bryanisms. So at the end of the year, I'll go through them all and we'll go through the top Bryanisms of 2022. You've already got your first one.
Why don't you just write it down? Make a list.
Well, yeah, I'm not that into it. I'd rather have someone else do it.
It was your idea.
I know. I'll write it down.
Oh my God. I'm not that into it, even though I am making this idea.
I'm going to write it down to put the date on it, what episode it was, everything.
My wife has been keeping track of all my Bryanisms for the last 10 years. And
I wouldn't, not surprised.
And the list is huge. And I said,
should write a book. She can write a book.
She can release them on my 50th birthday.
Well, let her know I'm doing it for the whole year, and we're gonna have a top 10 Bryanisms of 2022.
All right, you gotta write them down.
Write it down right now.
All right.
Dollar Store General.
Whatever. It's the same freaking thing, man. Dollar store
Uh,
general. All right, Mark. Let's get out
not
of
the same
here.
thing at all.
Subscribe, like, and join us on Facebook, YouTube, and Podbean. All your favorite podcast places you can find us.
There it is. It's on the list. Dollar Store General.
There we go. Dollar Store
January
General.
3rd. The first of many.
All right. Keep track of that, Mark.
We will.
All right.
I'll get a better list once we get more into it, but I just don't have time right now.
Happy New Year, and we'll be back in a week.
Happy New Year, everybody. Enjoy Book of Boba Fett. We'll see you all back here. Same bat time, same bat channel.